Hello, this is weird. I'm not showing anything. I should have checked this before I started. Please bear with me 1 second. I'm going to assign myself as... Anyway. As this. Hello. Just to check that everything is right. Good thing we're here early. This is an unofficial start. Not my usual setup, which is why you can notice it's a little bit on the sloppy side, I suppose. Absolutely fine. Hello everyone, my name is Martin. I'm from the team at Reedsy, here to welcome you to another Friday Writing Happy Hour. The third of these that we have done here as a part of Reedsy Novel Sprint 2025, where we have invited you to write 50,000 words over 30 days, all for the sake of creating something and also to unlock some prizes and such. Those of you who have tuned in before may notice that this is not the usual setup. I am in an undisclosed third location, being my father-in-law's house. We are having a weekend here to celebrate a birthday, but that doesn't mean we can't get some writing done right here. As always, let us know where you're coming from today. Also, if you'd like to share any updates on your progress, that'll be fantastic. I sent around an email earlier today sharing what the latest stats were. I think if I brought them up, over 54 million words in total have been written by people taking part in this challenge. On average, we're looking at 978 words per day, which is fantastic. That includes the people who may have slipped away, so not slipped away in the cosmic sense, but may have petered out. But that means some of you are really, really pulling your weight on that. On average, we have over 10,641 of the 5,000 people who have signed up. 777 have over 25,000 words. That could be anywhere between 25 and 50,000. And 173 have already exceeded 50,000 words and have completed the challenge. If that is one of you and you're still here writing, congratulations and thanks for joining us. We have Winzani from Sweden. We have Edward MS Us from Missouri, Mississippi in the United States. MJ Telio says, past 50,000 words yesterday, now wrapping up the story and brainstorming how to strengthen the first chapter. A great point. We are approaching the pointy end, the business side of this challenge. Sometime next week, you will get, anyone who has completed will get a notification inviting them to submit their first chapter. At the end of this month, you'll have about 2 days to submit your chapter if you have completed in order to take part in the contest. It is totally fine to go in and edit it and strengthen that first chapter if you like, so long as you've completed that. We'll give it a little bit of leeway, but we're just looking for something that has been at least drafted during the challenge, just to make sure it's not something that you've written like 3 years ago and have decided to submit for this. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. But in the meantime, we are here just for a little bit of wrap up, just to sort of say hello, see how everyone's going. Brown BA Galley from Obscure Dermatologist Waiting Room. That's not kind words to say about your dermatologist or perhaps their waiting room, but thank you so much for tuning in. What the Flower is at 42,000. That's a fantastic pace. Keep that up. No doubt you'll get to it. Joseph Eisenberg from Iowa, thank you for tuning in. And of course, Joe Freitag from Poetina, Tasmania, tuning in every single time early in the morning. 21,500 words, fantastic. Keep going. I know you can do it. Even if you don't get to 50, that's not the point. The point is to keep striving as close as you can to that as you can. Mariah, 18,000 words so far. Been going slow, been doing housework and writing at the same time. That is such a fantastic feat so far. That's an average of 18,000, over, almost 1,000 words a day, even for the days you aren't writing. Anna Diretz has to write 3,000 words every day now. It's not unfeasible. We have Reika, who's completed 35,000 words. Sue's coming in from Orange County. Well, fantastic. So glad you can join us here for Friday Writing Happy Hour. Sadly, I don't have a guest this week. We have Jackie Morrison from Fife in Scotland, going to keep going even though it's slow going. This is a great time to learn about your story, as you say, to discover one's habits, what works for you, what doesn't. The important thing is to maybe keep on going as soon as you're finished. One thing I want to bring up is if you need any more support throughout this final week, You don't have to wait for these. In the description below, we have a link to our Discord channel, which has been nice and active. There's some people there cheering each other on, providing support, sounding boards. So if you haven't joined already, check that out. The links with the invite is in there. You'll be invited into the Reedsy server and into the Novel Sprint writing channel. Some good folks there I've had some chats with, so do join them, say hello. If it's not for you, don't worry about it, but who knows? You may find your community there. It's a few minutes past the hour, so maybe I'll play the theme tune and we'll get started with a few things. All right, welcome to Friday Writing Happy Hour. Okay, hello everybody, welcome to Friday Writing Happy Hour. My name is Martin, I'm from the team at Reedsy, and welcome to the end of week 3, which could for some people just mean that things are ramping up for a massive weekend warriors load of writing. Could mean that you're going to take a few days off just before the final push to the end of the month. That is indeed the Reedsy Novel Sprint Challenge 2025, where we invite you to write 50,000 words in 30 days, and a lot of you have already hit the mark, and some of you are making great progress. Some of you are, a little bit further behind, but still plugging in and turning up to these things, which is fantastic. It's the whole point of it. So, while you're in here, say hello. Let us know where you are, what sort of progress you're making. If you're running into any trouble, let us know as well. We'll be happy to sort of hear you out and maybe offer some advice or cheer you on in the comments there. But yeah, this is an opportunity for us to get some writing done. We're going to do a couple of short writing sprints. I have, based on feedback, tried, I think for this one, I'm going to go for some lo-fi hip-hop action, a sort of chill way to end the week. Hello Julie Anger, hello Jessica from Connecticut, glad to see. Fenris Fire from Florida, thank you for joining us. And Nikki, E1W3T from snowy Scotland. Is that up in Aberdeen? I forget, but somewhere further north. Sue Jones from Orange County, California. Thank you all for joining us. Yeah, we're going to maybe start a sprint and we'll have a bit of a chat in between. Going to do another one and then I'm going to leave you all in peace. But really thank you so much for joining me for this one. It's always good to see so many familiar faces and new ones or familiar names. Really has made this such a fun month for me. So I'm going to start the music. I'm going to start the sprint. I'm going to pop off camera for a second because I need to get some sort of drink. There's some fizzy water that my father-in-law has filled his fridge with, so I'm going to raid that, I think. Okay, let's play a little bit of lo-fi hip-hop, set 10 minutes, and let's get going. Okay, so ends our first sprint. How's that for everyone? We don't have too many of these left. What we're doing here sort of reminds me of something that somebody sent me the other day. It was a quote from an author named Jane Smiley, a Pulitzer Prize-winning novelist who wrote like 1,000 Acres, more recently The Golden Age, Perestroika in Paris. I hadn't really heard much of her stuff before, but the quote really resonated with me. She said that every first draft is perfect because all the first draft has to do is exist. It's perfect in its existence. The only way it could be imperfect would be to not exist. So in that sense, we are all fantastically writing perfect drafts right now. It should never be judged because the very fact that it exists is all that it needs to do. Of course, some might say that this is the easiest part, getting the words on the page. Some might say it's the hardest bit, to sort of create this matter from nothing. And then what comes next will be, the actual craft of writing, turning that raw material into something fantastic and beautiful. Lou did 218 words in that sprint. Well done, Lou. Let me see if I can get these little things bigger here. Catherine Hildebrand, shocked at how much they wrote in just 10 minutes, 258 words. Usually better than 2.5 hours. Fantastic. May have been that lo-fi hip-hop going there. Fenris Fire, almost 350 this time. MJ Telio, or Telio, for 222. Spooky. What the Flower did 314. Joe Freitag, 147. Heart of Gold did 9 words, then joined Discord. Hey, they're probably running a bunch of sprints in Discord at this moment. Shan Utton came in 2 minutes late, 130 words. Wonderful. Someone asked a question. Jewish rock music asks, am I the judge for this contest? I am amongst the many people who will be doing the first round of reading. So far we've got hundreds of people who have finished and will be submitting, so we may be getting, I suspect, over 1,000 perhaps. People from our team, myself, and then people in my immediate team will be reading every single one and shortlisting those, which will then go to a panel of experts, folks from the Reedsy marketplace who are editors, people who have been editors for Big Five publishers who still continue to be, folks who are currently or previously literary agents. There'll be a panel of experts having a look at the proper finalists there. Kaylin Mitchell, 88, came in a little bit late. No worries, there'll be another one where you can catch up. But really glad to see everyone getting into the groove of it a little bit. But yeah, so let me know, are there any Americans from North America, the United States, here? I imagine there are, with Thanksgiving next week. I'm curious to know what your sort of plans are for writing around sort of a big event. I know maybe not everyone celebrates Thanksgiving in the same way. There's time off work potentially, time off school. How are you going to be working around that? Joe Seisenberg did 350 words. Fantastic. Fenris Fire, Jewish rock music, all in the US. Sue Jones, all music. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? My wife, she is from the United States, but she's lived in the UK for a while. Last weekend, we did an early Thanksgiving for some friends, as the kids call it, Friendsgiving. For the very first time, I made sweet potato casserole, which is something we'd only seen in the movies and on the internet. Did it with the marshmallows on top, and it was actually very Moorish, very tasty, but dangerously. Cannot be making that every week. Fenris will be taking their laptop and work while the turkey is cooking. Fantastic. Got to keep basting. Joe will probably go to dinner with friends and then slow down the writing, store up the writing events. Yep. Bank some of that. Chuck will be sneaking time in the early hours. Fantastic. Brooke from Arizona planning to write at night and trying to get ahead now. Good planning. Probably always best to plan ahead than to make up for it afterwards. Anyone asks this, big part of the holidays watching football. That's where you plan to sneak away. Some pumpkin pie for motivation, of course. I used to sort of follow American football quite a bit, and sometimes, the Thanksgiving games, because it was the Lions in a down period, would tend to be dull. So I can understand how you could slip off of that. Family dynamics, always good inspiration for those fractious scenes. Absolutely. You can, instead of busting at the seams and getting into an argument, you could just store it away and nip back and write it all down. Oh, Lou, Canadian you, totally forgot there was another Thanksgiving. Yeah, this beginning of October, am I right? Or late October? Either way, you can always find any excuse to have turkey. Farron's also going to work during the Florida versus Florida State game. Imagine if you're living in Florida, that's a pretty big thing. Any one artist, don't diss your lines. I've been a Lion supporter for 15 years now. I've only started to get a taste of what it's like to not be disappointed. So I've been tuning in for the Thanksgiving days for many years. So don't worry, we're in the same boat there. All right, so why don't we get another one in, after which we can sort of let you get away, do some independent work, bank up those words for the week ahead. I've got a slightly different one still in the sort of lo-fi hip-hop vibe, but let's set another 10 minutes. We'll have a quick chat at the end, and then we'll call it a week. All right, let's do it. Okay, the name of that sound effect file wasn't quite accurate to what I was expecting, but hey, that is the end of our second and final sprint for today. How's this going? Some people are asking, Johnny Sass was asking who are we listening to. You need to find more of that. I put in the comments that this sort of falls into the sort of lo-fi hip-hop aesthetic, which is something that's quite popular online with study music, writing music. So search for lo-fi hip-hop on YouTube and you'll probably find sort of a looping animation of a Japanese girl studying, or a raccoon perhaps. All good stuff. Brooke Olsen joined late for the first one, but has pushed out to 308. Well done. Mariah, 358. Wonderful. Sorry about the sound that scared you, Anna. You weren't alone there. Lou did 236 that time. Really good stuff, folks. This is all very pleasing progress. Yeah, sorry, Catherine Hildebrand. Very terrifying. I intended something a bit softer. I'll let you have a listen to the options. This is a little bit better, builds up to it. The triangle is also popular. There's the glockenspiel. The party noisemaker is probably not as terrifying, depending how loud that is. We have the bicycle horn. But yeah, I have something for everyone who has written today, which is a sort of mild applause. But really well done, everyone. Thank you for making the effort to tune in live and cheering on your fellow writers and to carve out this amount of time for yourself. If you don't mind, feel free to give this video a like. It sort of helps me, helps the channel. And if you haven't already, do consider subscribing to the Reedsy channel. As soon as the novel sprint is over in December, I shall go back to making more actual recorded content and talking a lot more about writing craft and publishing and self-publishing and all that. Jewish Rock Music says, how about a singing bowl? Next year I shall invest in a singing bowl and we can get one actually done. Cool. Heart of Gold 5070, have fun at the party now. Well, it's a birthday weekend. Thank you to Joe Freitag for tuning in. And of course, I have a link to the Discord channel and invite in the description below. If you want to keep this going and chat to more people who are taking part in this and maybe run a few of your own impromptu writing sprints, there's a facility and a channel just for that. So head on there, tell them Martin sent you, and you may even find some people from this very channel. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week. We've got a bunch of other events going on. Let's see. On Tuesday, we have a Type and Tip Tuesday. It's our last one, a big push to the end. And of course, a Wednesday Writers Club on the Wednesday, which reminds me, I need to book a guest for that. If not, we could just hang out. I'm sure I've got some good stuff. Or if you enjoy it, I can share a bit more from Tom Bromley. But thank you again for tuning in. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Good luck.